Hey, I wanted to make sure that you guys understood some of the basics about Excel. So one of the basic things that we can discuss is that when you open up a Excel workbook, this is what it looks like. This is known as the ribbon up here. And within the ribbon we have tabs. And within each of our tabs we have things called groups. So you see these little lines here? These are called groups. So I would be in the Home tab in the Font group. Home tab, Alignment group, Number group, Styles group, Page Layout tab, Scale to Fit group. Each of our columns are lettered, and each of our rows are numbered. When a column and a row meet each other, that's known as a specific cell, address, or cell reference, and these are our cells. This is known as a workbook, but this specific part here is known as a worksheet. Within the workbook, you can add multiple worksheets by clicking this plus sign. You can choose to delete these worksheets by right-clicking on that specific sheet tab and clicking delete. Right-click, left-click, delete. So when a specific cell is met by a letter and a number, you get a cell reference. So there's 3 different ways you know what cell you're in. 1, the cell has a green box around it. 2, the specific letter and the number have been highlighted. And 3 is the name box right here where you get to see what cell you're in. I'd also like you guys to understand what is up here as well. Next to the name box are 3 options. This is delete, this is enter, and this is your insert a function. These show up when they're necessary, when there's something in there to delete or enter. This is known as your formula bar. When you're writing a formula, let's say in a cell this size, you may not be able to see the entire formula. This allows you to see an entire long formula that you put in there. There are 5 cursor styles in Excel. The first cursor style is this one. It's called the white cross. And this white cross allows you to select cells. So if I just left click on any cell, hold my mouse down, and then drag across, I can select multiple cells. I can select just a couple of cells. Another cursor style is this black filled arrow that you'll see if you hover over any of the letters or over any of the numbers. This allows you to select a specific column. So I could left click on the letter A, hold my mouse down, and then select just that column or multiple columns. Select just this row or multiple rows. A third cursor style is one I'd like you to get to know by hovering over the lines in between the letters. This is this is called whitening or shortening a column. So I can left click and drag across, or I can drag back, and the same thing is with a row. If I hover over the lines in between, I can make it larger or smaller. There are 2 more cursor styles, and with those cursor styles I'll need to insert some information. So I'm going to click on cell A2, and then I want you guys to also get to know some of the tools that Excel, some of the intuitive stuff it does. Let's say I type Sunday. I could click Sunday, and then I could click this enter key by keeping that cell active. When I click enter, it makes it so that I'm not actively in the cell anymore, but the cell is still selected. So now I can do other stuff on the spreadsheet. If I was to go back into it, you'd see my insertion point, which doesn't allow me to do stuff on other cells. So I'm going to click back in here, and I'm going to click the enter. Now you can press enter up here, which keeps that cell active, or you can press enter on your keyboard, which takes you down to the next cell. I'm going to go back to Sunday, and let's say I want to make this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Excel is intuitive and it picks up patterns, so it would know that this would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And what I did is I did using something called the automatic fill. So if I go to the bottom right corner here, and I'm going to make this a little larger so you guys could see, and I hover over that little tiny green box, here is a 4th cursor style, and this is called the Autofill cursor style, and this little green box is called the fill handle. If I left click on that and I drag across, I can do an automatic fill of a pattern here. Maybe I want to automatically fill a formula in, Maybe I want to fill one down, and I could do an automatic fill. Now it's not going to pick up a pattern with numbers, but if I just say did a 1 and a 2, and I highlighted both of them, now it sees that the pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could even do that with, like, let's say 5, 10, and by the way, tab will take you across. I can keep pushing tab to go down, across, enter to go down. Let's say I select these two with the white cross, and I hover over here. Now it's picked up the pattern 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it could do the same thing for months. A fifth cursor style is one where you get to move information and things around. So let's say I select all of this right here with my white cross, and then I hover over any of the green section. This now provides me the option to move things around. So I could left click, hold my mouse down, and drag and drop this to another section on my page. I'm going to go back up. So I hope this was a really informative way for you to understand some of the basics about Excel, specifically the 5 different cursor styles. And I'll go over them again. You got the white cross, which allows you to select stuff. You got the black filled arrows that show up when you hover over the letters or the numbers. You've got the widening a column or widening a row that shows up when you hover over the line in between the letters or the numbers. You've got the autofill button, which shows up in the bottom right corner when you selected text on a cell, which allows you to automatically fill things. You've also got the moving option, which shows up when you hover over selected cells, and you can move that information around.